These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mark Z via PDK. Comment contacts in Iraq think it will go between the 10th and the 24th of March. Mark Z said that's the general consensus amongst my Iraqi contacts as well. We'll see how it plays out. Obviously, and this is just me saying, obviously, we're past the 10th, so that would be the 13th to the 24th in that from Mark Z's comment. Mountain Goat has an article, quote, the new Iraqi oil law undermines the dream of Kurdish independence. Quote, on February 21st, the federal Supreme Court ruled that the Iraqi Kurdistan regional government must hand over all oil and non-oil revenues to Baghdad. Mountain Goat says this is a solid start to getting the oil and gas law completed and to Parliament for a vote. This must be completed to finish a constitutional requirement to fully implement the new 2005 Iraqi constitution. This was told to me a decade ago that this is critical to normalizing Iraq, so this is all excellent news for us today. Sampson has an article, quote, the Iraqi government is currently weighing the question of changing the currency so that official cost of a US dollar will be 132 Iraqi dinars instead of 1,320 dinars. Implementing such a decision is likely to significantly increase al-Sudani's popularity. Frank26 has an article, quote, coordination framework seeks early election to curb al-Sudani's growing popularity. Analysis, quote, the Iraqi government is currently weighing the question of changing the currency so that the official cost of a US dollar will be 1.32 Iraqi dinars instead of 1,320 dinars. Now, do you understand why they left it at 1320 even though we suggested they would take it to 1,200 or 1,000? All right, Militiaman says this is fascinating because this is coming from the Iraqi government today in the same context of al-Sudani. Article, quote, the Iraq government is currently weighing the question of changing the currency so that the official cost of a US dollar will be 1.32 Iraqi dinars instead of 1320. Implementing such a decision is likely to significantly increase al-Sudani's popularity. Militia Man says, you think? Bring the purchasing power of 76 cents. That's what it equates to. Deleting the zeros, just like we've been talking about. Pimpy says, does Iraq have the ability to be similar to what Kuwait has? Pimpy says, of course it does, but they've got a long way to go. When I first started talking about the Iraqi dinar, I thought Iraq was going to be just like Kuwait. Until you actually start digging into it and researching, you find out they're nothing alike. Frank26 says the transitional period is what you're experiencing right now in the monetary reform. Walking Stick, this is an Iraq bank friend Aki update. They had a Zoom meeting. It was with the CBI, all the other banks and US Treasury, IMF, everybody, they were all in this Zoom meeting. They told him a lot, but the only important thing was I was told once again, we need you to be back at the bank because at any time you're going to be very busy. Aki is just like you and I sitting there waiting. Mark Z via PDK, if Iraq's rates come out at 76 cents, wonder what VND rate would be. Mark Z says that could mean dong at 0.36 to 40 cents. We always thought the VND would be 3/4 the value of the IQD. I believe those rates are the worst case scenario, so nobody panic. I still very much think we could get up to $4 on the dinar and closer to $2 on the dong. Paulette says Sistani set 3/12/24 as the first day of Ramadan. Note, in my opinion, Kuwait reinstated their currency during Ramadan in 1991. Therefore, it appears it very well can be possible to see Iraq change their currency structure during Ramadan. Frank26, Three Corners, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Chase Bank story. I just walked in. Frank said, I didn't at first tell them what was going on. I started saying, I'm coming into some money. I made a couple investments that look like they're going to pay off. He flat out asked, is this the dinar? Yes, he stood up at that point and was like, I'll be right back. He goes and gets the JP Morgan guy. Frank says, you are blessed. Not everyone is going to the banks with JP Morgan reps. If you got one of those there, they'll talk to you. If not, they'll still treat you like an idiot. All right, and lastly, we have Mountain Goat that says, this Saturday I had my normal call to my CBI contact in Iraq, was told they too are waiting for the signal to go ahead with the project to delete the zeros. This is the next step. Everything from the Iraqi side has been cleared, but the U.S. Treasury has not yet given their assurance of the reinstatement once the process moves to the next step. The CBI now wants this in writing and a formal document stating the approvals. They're waiting for this to come. We know what has been accomplished, and the de-dollarization process is hard to undo at that point, so there is no turning back and they must move ahead.